Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 to the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. And not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya as well. If you're watching us on a YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Also, click the notification button. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now listen, I need your help. I need a solid. Like George Costanza. I need a solid. Do me a solid. I need to make sure you're following us on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's free. Don't worry about it. It doesn't cost you anything. So just do me a favor. Just make sure that you subscribe to Sports Zone Chicago's YouTube channel. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to move around and do some stuff that I want to do for us and for you guys. So I need some more subscriptions on the YouTube channel. If you're watching us on a mobile app, all right, baby, that's what I'm talking about. And if you don't know we had a mobile app, what is wrong with you? All right, listen, we have our own mobile app, so make sure you download it, okay? So wherever you get your apps from, and it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworth, Weebles, wherever you get them from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on a go, so not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. Yeah. Man, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Man, we have our own Roku channel. Sports Zone Chicago is right there. It's live on Roku. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your TV. All right, do us a favor. Put it right there next to Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Prime, Stars. Oh, sheesh. BMF. Oh, the new episode came out today. That's right. Yay. Obviously I have Stars. I watch BMF, Black Mafia Family on Stars, one of 50's series. I get to watch that after I pick up the Warden from CrossFit. Oh, I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Well, put us there. Put us right there on the big screen and watch us on the big screen. Hell, we're on the big screen right Mickey Ficky now. You can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online. You want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at The Sports Chica. And if you want to follow her on Instagram, because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, well, follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we have an also show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is why that's what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's see. The chat is jumping already. Lavette Lee in the house. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. My man, Armando Emeterio Alada Jr. Jr.'s in the house. What's up, big dog? Thanks for tuning in, Papa. I appreciate it. Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Vicky house. Yay. I like it. Be smooth. Brian Hendren in the house. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Russell Webster in the house. He said Grover Stewart. Some of the Bears will go after him for agency. Okay. Russell Webster in the house. My man A.C. Adam in the house. He said bear down, Chicago, Shawn and sports owners. I appreciate it. And listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. Well, listen. We have a phenomenal show at 10 o'clock. My man's in them. Ken Davis. Ken Davis from the Under Center podcast on NBC Sports Chicago. He's going to join us today at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk Bears. It's going to be one heck of a conversation because Ken is pro Caleb. Ken is pro Caleb. I'm pro Justin. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. Oh, man. That's some amazing, amazing tea right there. Let me just tell you. So, yeah, I'm interested to talk about it with my man Ken. Okay? So make sure you tune in today, 10 o'clock. Why is that up down? At 10 o'clock. Man, it's going to be fun, baby. Going to be fun. Now, we have other things to talk. We got Cactus League action for our baseball teams. We got Bulls. I have no idea what you're saying, Junior. Not as a miasma. Oh, snap. My man Luis Mejia in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Rise and grind. It is Friday. TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. Everybody welcoming everyone as they get into the chat. I love it. I love it. I love it. But listen, we don't have much time to waste because we got a lot to get over. Or to get through. What did I say? Get over. We got a lot to get through. So let's get to it, baby. Guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you went to the Arnold Classic in Columbus. Yeah, I was talking to G Unit, and I was like, for some reason, she mentioned Columbus, but for some reason in my head, I thought Madison. And she said Ohio. I'm like, Ohio? And I was like, Columbus. Oh, Columbus is in Ohio. I don't know why. I guess because the CrossFit Games were in Madison. I just thought you were going to the CrossFit Games. Heard you picked up some weights, too. Uh-huh. There you go, baby. There you go with a little Arnold on them. Arnold, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Sorry, me and Luis have our own conversations. Oh, man. Well, let's get to it, baby. The first top of the morning topic. The Bulls. Ole the Bulls. Only the Bulls. That's what I'm talking about. The Bulls with a big win yesterday in Oaktowns, 3-5-7 in Oakland against the Golden State Warriors. That man right there, DeMar DeRozan. Whew. Man, the Bulls beat the Golden State Warriors 125-122. DeMar DeRozan led the way with 33 points, 8 rebounds. Vucevic matched his 33 points. He had 11 rebounds. Kobe White chipped in 20.7 helpers. And Ayo DeSumo, 14 points, 6 assists. This is a 4-game win streak these Bulls are on. What the hell is that all about? What the hell is that? I feel like Frank Costanza when I say that. What the hell is that? What the hell does that mean? It means whatever you want it to mean. If you know that scene from Seinfeld, you're awesome. If not, you're not as awesome. Yeah, and on the road, I thought that was 4, Cornelius. I think it was 4 on the road for the Bulls. Impressive. But let's put it in perspective. Steph rolled his ankle, so he didn't play the end of the game. What's his name? Rodman wannabe. Draymond Green, he fouled out. So stuff just happened to work in favor of the Bulls. The Bulls are 30-32 right now. So there's 20 games left in the season. They're almost at 500. Almost at 500. Can they get there? We'll see. We'll see. I hope. Staying with the Bulls travel to the city of Angels, Los Angeles. Tomorrow, they face the Clippers. Tip-off is at 3 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on NBC Sports Chicago or listen to it on their flagship, 670 a.m. Bulls are doing it, baby. They're doing it and doing it and doing it well. Oh, snap. Look who chimed in. Mr. Shode is in the house. What's up, Shode? Man, that's what I'm talking about. But Shawn Walls is in the Mickey Ficky house. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I told you more of the usual suspects are going to check in. And, man, what a pleasant surprise to see Shorty back in the chat. I like it. I like it a lot. In Cactus League action. Yeah, my White Sox didn't do too well. They fall to the Milwaukee Brewers 8-2. They were in Glendale, Arizona at Camelback Ranch. Yeah, that was a tough one. That's okay. They get to make up for it today. And the White Sox travel to Goodyear, Arizona to face the Cleveland Guardians. First pitch is at 2:05 Central. Eric Fetty is going up, the White Sox, Eric Fetty, and is going up against Tanner Bybee. Tanner Bybee. And the next top of the morning topic, what is that? Why are you doing that? The Cubs, the Scrubbers, the Scrubs. The Scrubs yesterday tied the Cincinnati Reds yesterday 2-2 in Cactus League action. And so today the Cubs actually have a split squad. I think they'll split it up. One half of the team is hosting the Seattle Mariners at Sloan Park in Mesa. First pitch is 2:05. You can watch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to that game on 670 a.m. The other half of the Cubs, they travel to Scottsdale to face the D-backs, not the D-bags, the D-backs. First pitch is at 2:10, so they're pretty much at the same time. Kyle Hendricks is going up against Merrill Kelly. I'm a little bit excited. Why, you ask? Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked. You know, I already told you guys I'm going to Arizona next week. Check out some spring training games, kind of recharge my batteries as well. I think for me, that's the biggest thing is recharge my batteries. Yeah. Yeah. I need that. I need that. So I've been having a countdown on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter with my Chicago athletes, and it's officially down to Jay Cutler days until the SuperBack lands in the AZ, in the desert. I love me some Jay Cutler. You know, I really wish that team could have got to the Super Bowl. They were close, man. NFC Championship game when he tore his, knee ligaments. All right, there was yeah. But when you get sick, listen, let me tell you something. For everyone who talks poorly about Cutler, let me run this by you. Let me take him off. Let me run this by you. Do you realize that Jay Cutler that offense had 6 offensive coordinators in 8 years? 6 offensive coordinators in 8 years. And then you wonder, and the fact that they made it to the NFC Championship game is amazing. Constantly changing terminology, route concepts, offensive line blocking schemes. You can't have that type of flux and expect the team to do well. And as I said, the fact that they got to the NFC Championship game is a testament to Cutler and that offense. Like, people don't get it. They don't understand. Changing stuff up, but just as you change it up and you get good, you start to get a little comfortable. At the end of the season, guess what? Toward the end of the season, after the season's over, new staff, new regime, learn a new offense. For real? That is unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, look at Shorty. People forget Cutler had a 7-3 and 7-2 record in his first 2 years. He broke his thumb one year and they flopped. Yeah. It was a pick 6 that he threw. He was going after, I don't remember if it was Detroit or Minnesota. He threw a pick 6, I want to say, and he went to go tackle the dude and he broke his thumb. Ron Turner left. Ron Turner was the offensive coordinator the first year. Remember? He was a coordinator the first year. And then he bounced. So, yeah. It's tough. I love me some Cuddies. So 6 days. So next Thursday. I leave next Thursday. Next Friday, I'll be doing the show from my buddy's house before we head out to. And remember, it's going to be early out there. It's going to be 2 hours behind. So it's going to be 7 o'clock. $7 o'clock. Damn. 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. I'll be out there. I won't do the show on Monday because I'll be flying back. I get back into Chicago right around noon. So, right around noon I get back. So I won't be able to do the show. Excuse me. Yeah. I think you're right, Junior. They had a squad. Do you realize that offense? That's how crazy it is. That offense that they had. Every single member of that offense had been to or was going to a Pro Bowl. It was all said and done. Every single one of the offensive members had made a Pro Bowl. So how they were unable to, and here's how. And see, this is the thing that bugs you. That bugs me. Hi, girl, Monica. What's up, Mija? How are you? Oh, I'd love to hear. I don't know. I get all goofy and giddy whenever she checks in. It's my little niece. It's my guy. It's Junior's daughter. God, I've known her and Mondo, her brother, Junior's son, since before they were even born. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, Mija, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll let you know, Luis. We'll let you know about what we're doing for draft day. We're still working, trying to lock something down. Oh, she just threw me off, Moni. He just threw me off. She is awesome. She's a wrestler. We talked about the other day. She's a grappler. Traveled all over the country when she was in high school. Traveled all over the country to wrestle and whoop people's asses. She even made a boy cry because she beat his ass and he cried because he lost to a girl. I might cry too. I might cry too. She's just a bad mama jamma. I think, dude, my pride would take that's a sledgehammer to my chest. She beat him and he cried. Because you know, his boys were like, really, dog? Really? You lost to a girl? And she was like, yep, he lost to a girl. Who's next? She felt like she's like Goldberg. Who's next? Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, man, we got Bears talk going on already. Look at you guys. Look at you guys in the chat. Yeah, we all know that 5 draft picks aren't near enough to get us to the playoffs this year. Well, I think that's more than enough. But not when you can multiply it. That's the key thing. Not when you can multiply those picks. I got the picks and they're multiplying. Anyway, listen, let's take a quick break. All right, on the other side of the break, we'll have more top of the morning topics, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
The team back to Carter, fakes the three, steps over for a triple, and hits!
Oh, saucy.
They got at the rim, though. DeRozan, tough step back jumper.
Oh, the marvelous
White sets up Vucevic to tie the game.
Gucci Mane.
With 30. DeRozan crosses against Moody, kicks it to Vooch. Kobe White trying to separate. Tough shot goes. DeRozan against Moody on the switch. Takes him into the paint and gets it to go. It's down by 1. Here's DeRozan. The fake, the foul, and
The marvelous DeRozan.
delivers in the clutch again.
That was awesome. That was awesome. That clip courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those were the Bullies yesterday, baby. I'm telling you, they got us. They get us excited. They get me excited. All right, the 2 games under 500. All right, but still, I told you, they are an exciting team. They are an exciting team, and I don't know. It's just where it goes one. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. They are an exciting team, despite the poor record, despite the injuries, despite everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see, where were we at? Where were we at? We were at the top of the morning topics. So, next top of the morning topic, yay, baby. Jalen Johnson, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The Bears and Jalen Johnson come to an agreement. He inks a 4-year, $76 million deal. Comes out to 19 mil per year, the AAV, average annual value of that contract. $54.4 million is guaranteed. He's supposed to get $28 million this season. You know, this has sent shockwaves through the locker room. Okay? It has sent shockwaves through the locker room. It has shown players, if you play well, they will pay. You play well, they pay well. This is the second person that Ryan Poles did not draft that he extended. Second person. Remember, he extended Komet last year. You know, he told Jalen Johnson, go find a trade. Remember, Jalen asked the trade. He's like, okay. He asked for a trade, and he said, all right, go. See what you got out there. Bring it back. He was asking for something ridiculous, Poles was. So no trade was had. And so the one thing that they wanted turnovers. And from one turnover in his first 3 years in the league, he ended up with 3 picks. And 1 pick in his first 3 years. He got 3 last year and actually dropped 2 more. He dropped the pick 6 for sure, and then another interception. At least 2 that I know of. Could be like 4 or 5 that he dropped. But the 2 I definitely remember the drop pick 6 because there was no one in front of him, and then another one he had and bobbled. So he could have had 6 interceptions. But it lets them know. It lets the people in the locker room know that even though he didn't draft me, he pays or he rewards good performance. And that's what you want. That's what you want. Now you got guys in the locker room who are going to go hard. Okay? They're going to go hard. See, and that's a great gamble. He gambled on himself and he won. It doesn't always work that way. Darnell Mooney. Brad Biggs wrote in the Chicago Sun-Times, and he was on the radio this morning talking about the same thing. He said Darnell Mooney had an offer on the table, 3 years, like $30 million, a little north of 30, 10 per average AAV. And he turned it down. He bet on himself. Well, he's going to get nowhere near $10 million this offseason. Nowhere near. So betting on yourself doesn't always work. Especially when I think because of the good season he had with Justin Fields. He had a rapport with Justin Fields. So he figured, I'm going to ball out. All right, he was a 1,000-yard receiver 2 seasons ago. He's figuring, okay, I should be able to, it's a contract year. You got some guy named DJ something or other. I forgot his name. That dude is legit. That dude is legit. DJ Moore is a true number one receiver. DJ Moore is a guy that people game plan around. He's the guy that people want to stop. They want to take him out of the game, which should have been perfect for Darnell Mooney. And for whatever reason, Darnell and Justin Fields were just never able to connect on a consistent basis all season. Never. And I don't understand why. Part of it, I think, might be the footwork issue. But I don't understand why they were never able to get on track. Let's see, what are we talking about here? Yeah, we're talking about Jalen Johnson, I presume. Yeah. You know what? Let him cook. That's it. Let him cook. Let him go to work. Oh, snap. Black Diamond's in the house. Yo, what's up, Papa? Junior's on him for that Hail Mary in the Cleveland game. Luis Mejia, I'm nervous as they take C. Williams. Yeah, so am I. I don't want him leading this team. I don't think he's worthy of it. Justin's put in all the work. I think he should. Oh, snap. King Booker, Vicky House. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I told you usual suspects are going to be checking in. But you hear me say that yesterday on the Bear show last night, Black Diamond. You got that bag, dog. Oh man. And I'm happy for him, man. I really, really am. You play well, they pay well. Boom. You pay well, they play well. Oh, no, you play well, they pay well. 4 years, $76 million, 54.4 guaranteed, $28 million this year. $28 million this year. I ain't mad at you, Papa. I am not mad at all. And we were talking, someone said yesterday, Ryan Poles should have paid him when he had the chance. Like, no. It's a gamble. Because if you have to pay him this, then you're happy with his performance. If you have to pay him this type of money, guess what? He balled out. If you ball out, that's a good thing for this team. We were talking on this show with Nomad yesterday, or we were saying how even though he got $96 million, Jada should break him off something. Like, hey, bro, good looking out. Here's for getting the quarterback off a spot. Here for getting the quarterback to throw a little sooner. Here's for getting the quarterback to throw a little later than he should have. Not that Montez Sweat needs it. Montez Sweat's contract is a hell of a lot bigger than Jalen Johnson, but kind of like a waitress or a bartender. You know, when you're a waitress or a bartender, you break off your bar backs. All right, you break off people who help you. You get guys come in, they wash the dishes, boom, 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 make sure the glasses are clean. They bring up the bottle. You're out of Miller Lite, bring up a case of Miller Lite. I need a bottle of Sky Vodka. I need a bottle of Grey Goose. All right, I'll go down and get the Goose. All right, boom. And he runs down and gets it for you, and you break them off some. After every shift, you always break off the people who help you. This is a little different because the person who's helping you makes a hell of a lot more than you are. But I was just being facetious, of course. Marshawn Walls, no, I don't think they do. You know, Jason McKee went on. Well, he works for ESPN, but he was on ESPN and he was saying that there's interest in Josh Jacobs, and he said the reason he knows this is they have the same agent. They have the same agent. He says, so for all intents, like he ain't making shit up. It's not what I'm hearing. No. His agent and Josh Jacobs' agent are the same guy. They both have the same agent. So when his agent said, "Hey, there's mutual interest between Josh and Chicago," it's coming from the horse's mouth. It's coming from a pretty reputable source. The agent of the player. I think they might go after Josh Jacobs. I would personally, Marshawn, I wouldn't mind going after Barkley for maybe 2 years, 3 years. Definitely make it incentive laden due to his injury history. But goodness gracious, great balls of fire, man. You get Justin Fields, you get Barkley, you get DJ Moore, you get Marvin Harrison Jr., and God forbid you draft Brock Bowers at number 9. How does that offense look? Justin Williams, Saquon Barkley, DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brock Bowers, Cole Kmet. What? That's an offense. Because I like Saquon, but hey, you know what? And I don't want to say if we have to settle for Josh Jacobs, because Josh Jacobs is not a settle. It's not settling. I led the league in rushing a couple years ago. It's not settling. I like him. I like him a lot. Or goes on, what are you talking about? With paying JJ and the cap space needed for the draft, plus what Poles keeps behind for the season, he has $30 million for free agency. Okay. Is that a statement or is that a question? Where goes one? Is that a statement? I'm not sure. I'm asking. It's a lot. I don't even want to get excited like that until they have the money. Statement, okay. He has $30 million in free agency. Good. You get a DN, you get a safety, and you get a center. No, you got the center. What's the other one? A DN, a safety. You don't need anything else in free agency. I think that might be it. A DN and a safety. Well, King Booker, we signed a center. That was Ryan Bates. Ryan Bates plays the center and the 2 guard positions. No, Cornelius, we'll get that in the draft. This draft is loaded in receivers. Like Brock Bowers is a guy you can line up at receiver and have him go to work. Jr. That's funny. No, okay. No, King, you know what King Booker, you know what I think they're going to do? And this makes the most sense to me. You get a veteran, which they did in Master Bates. I'm like a freaking 12-year-old kid. I said, Master Bates. But we're guys. We're all laughing at dumb stuff like that. But, and then you draft one. There's JCP or JCPJ. Jackson Paul Johnson or whatever. JPJ. That's right. The center out of Oregon. Okay. Then you got Fritz, center out of West Virginia. Then you have Cedric Van Pran, center out of Georgia. And then my guy was, remember, he was just on here the other day, on Wednesday, with Evan Winter. And he said, watch out for Graham Barton. Remember we talked about Graham Barton? I didn't know where he was. I said, Harvard. He's like, no, Duke. I was like, oh, okay. Daniel Jeremiah bumped him up to the number one center. One of the scout people bumped him up to the number one center over Cedric Van Pran, over JPJ and Fritz. So we got 4 centers that we can get. So you signed your center this year. You got your free agent. Now you got the youngster coming in. Let him learn. And here's the cool part. Here's the great part. It's because Master Bates can play either guard position as well as center. If one of the guard position goes down, and let's keep it a buck. Tevin Jenkins hasn't finished a whole season yet. So if he gets hurt, he gets injured, you can slide Bates over to the guard. And then it doesn't hurt the offensive line calls, because now if the rookie center, whoever we draft, is forced into action, he's a lot more comfortable. One, he can still make the calls, but he's got a guy next to him. Or Bates can make the calls himself from the guard position. One or the other. Where it goes one, Bears need at least 3 or 4 blue chip players. Yeah. I would say 2 to 3. Safety, D-end, center. Those 3. Now we can go D-tackle again, but I think Javon Dexter is going to have a great season. A breakout season. You know, one of the things that, well, we'll talk, because we're going to talk Bears. At the top of the hour, we're going to talk Bears with our guy, Ken Davis from NBC Sports Chicago and the host of the Under Center podcast. Let's talk a little Bulls for about 5-7 minutes before we take a break. Actually, 10 minutes. Bulls with a big win yesterday in Golden State, 125-122. DeMar is just something else, man. You know, he is something else. From Compton. Was a big Kobe fan growing up as a youngster. Has that same assassin mentality that Kobe has, which I like. He's very, not very braggadocious. He just kind of goes out and gets it done. No big deal. I'll do it. I'll take the game-winning shot. I'll pump fake this guy. Give him the eyebrow fake. He'll jump. I'll jump into him, get the foul. We're all good. There's something about that dude. He's got that killer instinct. He's got that assassin mentality. He's got the Mamba mentality. And I like it. I just wish he wasn't 64 years old. I'm exaggerating for effect. But it looks like they might bring him back. They didn't move him at the trade deadline. So, I don't know. Kobe White is, man, We love the way Kobe White is coming into his own. I would assume I love the way he's coming into his own. What the hell with Patrick Williams? Why can't he develop? Why can't he develop? Come on, Pat. Been waiting for you, damn it. Let's go. They're going to be a fun team. Lonzo Ball's been shooting around. The Advocate Center. Hasn't been sprinting, though. It's all right. Get him jogging first, and then we can sprint him. It's okay. But you got to be careful with him. You got to be careful with him. The thing that I like is when we get ball back, whenever, he's going to be ready to roll. I just hope he doesn't try to overcorrect and try and make up for the 2.5 years that he's been out. No. Just play your game. Get us out and run. All right, get us out and run. Do what you did 2 seasons ago when we had the best record in the East until you got hurt. Do that is what I need. All right, with your legs now, with your knee, start shooting threes. Get up around 45, 50% from threes. Now, every time you take a shot, like, man, we're thinking it's going in. So some work Lonzo needs to do. I wish him well. We're going to need him. We're going to need him, and how soon we get him back, that I can't tell you. I don't even think the Bulls know when they're getting him back. Let's see where we're at. He's saying, I believe he's going to turn 5 picks into 10. He might. He might. I wouldn't doubt that at all, which is why I don't think they're getting rid of Justin Fields. I just don't. All right, there's a lot of inconsistencies. And to this point, he's been true to his word. Ryan Poles has. But I get back. I digress. Let's go. Stay on Bulls. I'm liking the way they finally play Andre Drummond and Vooch together. I love it. I love it. I love when because Andre Drummond's a big dude. Skilled big man. Get him the ball down low. Get him the ball. Like, that dude is massive. Like, he's massive. I forgot who was on him yesterday. Got the ball on the inside. It was over. Got the ball on the inside. He pinned the dude. Gave him a little flipper. Tossed it in. Got a couple big rebounds. And you know when they're big rebounds. The way he grabs them and rips them out of the air. Like, no, it's my ball. I'm sorry. My ball. Rest in peace, Debo. Rest in peace. That's my ball. That's my ball. Oh, man. His rebounds for real, man. They're just like, woof. Like, those are legit grown-ass men rebounds. And then Caruso, man, another steal yesterday. A steal for a breakaway dunk. Man, like, this team has pieces. This team has a lot of different pieces. They just got to gel. In my opinion, they just need to gel. But one needs to develop. A couple other guys need to stop being hurt all the God blessed time. P. Will, out for the season. I need surgery. I'm hurt. Zach, I'm out for the season. I need surgery. I'm hurt. Come on now. Always something. Always something. That's bothersome. That's bothersome to me. Stay healthy. You know, one of the biggest things that I ask is how much they stretch at home. Stop pulling this, pulling that. Oh, frustrating. Stretch. Like, man, dude, you're crazy. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. The rest of the season, it's exciting. This team is exciting. I mean, how many times have I told you that? They're exciting. They're great to watch. They're fun to watch. All right. Saturday, they're at the Clippers. Sunday or Monday, they're back home against Dallas. Just got to put this together. That's the problem. You can't get it together. Oh. I don't know. There you go. Blackhawks. Well, they are in hell right now. And the old saying, when you're in hell, just keep walking. Just keep going. Just keep going. The Hawks, let me see. I know they have. Here we go. The Hawks have 37 points. That is by far. $37 points, by far the fewest amount in the league. What? I mean, they're exciting too, but man, you just, and you look at the score, I mean, the standings, you're like, what the fudge crackers is that? I don't know. They're still fun to watch. That I can tell you. But they're not getting wins. They need wins. They need to put a streak together. 3-4 game win streak, 5-game win streak. That'll do wonders for that locker room. That'll do wonders for that locker room. Because they're in a place where they need that. They need to taste victory consistently. And by consistently, I mean 3, 4, 5 games. You taste the sweet taste of victory. It's a different story, man. You talk about coming to work on time, excited coming to work, excited going on the road, excited to travel. But you got to do that. You got to do that. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my mans in them. My man Ken Davis on the other side of the break. We're going to get ready to strap it up. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes, here comes Chubb, there goes the ball, touchdown, Mooney! Jones will walk at the left tackle, time for Fields, now he'll accelerate to get the first down, great tackles, and he's off to the races, oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
What should the Bears do with Justin Fields in the first pick in the upcoming draft?
I feel like that's a tough decision, but I feel like in 3 years, to me, I think I will keep him though, because he's shown the capability. Like, you just gotta put the right pieces in. I mean, I feel like just put him in the best situation, because he's shown that he can make throws. Obviously, he can use his legs. So I think that if I'm the Bears, I will keep him and I will build around him and just use and try to trade that first pick back and just give some more draft picks. Why not?
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. That was former Chicago Bears super stud receiver. I love when he would just put his hands up. You know how he'd always catch the ball and his feet were always in bounds. He'd catch it and just fall out of bounds. Just hold it. Ball wasn't going anywhere. People grabbing him, lifting him off the ground. He still held two hands on the ball. Alshon Jeffrey, my man from South Kakalaka, University of South Carolina. He was on with my next guest, and it's my man's in them. I'm excited to talk to him. It's been a minute. Always good to talk to him. He's the host of the Under Center podcast on NBC Sports Chicago. He also is the host of That Davis Show. You can find him on Twitter at That's Davis. Man, let's bring him in here. Boy, bring him in here. That's my dude in there. But, come on. You can't just bring him in like that. We got to introduce him properly. Ken Davis, what up?
What's going on, my dude? What's going on, everybody?
Man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How's everything on this side of town, man?
Man, it's good. Things are good out here in the burbs, except for these guys running, streaming down my street like it's a NASCAR. I'm officially at my get off my lawn stage. Official. Slow down. What's wrong with you?
I think by the time you at least into your 30s, you know to slow down during residential streets. I remember my dad kind of tell me that when I was younger, and you want to gas it, but you don't know if a kid or somebody's going to pop out. So, yeah, man, slow your ass down during them residentials, man.
Man, good to see you, dog. Good to talk to you. I'm excited. How was that interview with Who's On? Alshon.
You know what? I think if Alshon wants to really dive and get into the media game, I would say with that interview, it's okay to just tell your truth. Like, some of it was a little bit pulling teeth, and it's not a knock on him, but I think sometimes you don't want to step on people's toes, and I understand that, but I don't think you're stepping on people's toes if you're saying it like, this is what I saw, this is how I felt. And so, again, as far as, I don't know how far he wants to go in his retirement, but if he does, definitely, you got some insight. You was definitely a really good player in the league. You're a Super Bowl champion. We know what he did here. You were pointing out him tiptoeing, catching the ball on the sideline. But yeah, I mean, it was pleasant to have him on or whatever. So, to anybody that comes on, it's always appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, I loved him when he left. It was just,
yeah, I was mad.
When you watch a guy like that, like, he was the quintessential Pro Bowl number 2 receiver. Quintessential. Like, you couldn't ask for, you know what I mean? Like, everything you wanted in a number 2 receiver, that's him. And he was just a great guy, man. And I really, it sucked when he left, dude. It really did. So
what's up, Shawn? What's up, everybody in the chat?
So I was saying, speaking of Alshon, so I'm going to spring training next week. So it is officially down to the Jay Cutler number of days left.
Okay.
It's my man Jay Cuddy.
Damn, I remember like 24 days ago, so time is flying. I forgot who you had up for 30, but I feel like, yeah, time is flying. Man, you gonna do this to yourself? You how deep you going this year? How deep in you going?
No, I'm just gonna go. Well, just me. I'm going this year. And then I forgot, dude. One of my former coaching buddies is out there, but I'm gonna miss him. But one of my guys, he was like, "Hey, dude," he goes, "You better clean out your lungs." He goes, "We're going to some cigar shops." I'm like, "Oh, damn!" I'm like, "All right, man." I was like, "All right, cigars, some scotch. It's gonna be a good time." And then my boy got a nice little house out there and a pool, so we'll be out chilling, catching a few games. So recharge my batteries. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
definitely, man, enjoy yourself.
It's gonna be good, man. Anyway, let's get to it, man. There's a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. The Bears signed a center guard. Ryan Master Ryan Bates. Your thoughts on this guy? All right. I mean, I'm not putting a gold jacket on him, but does he fit this system well? I mean, because this is the guy they wanted to get 2 years ago, and Buffalo said, no. We're going to match that and keep him in Buffalo. Your thoughts on him coming here 2 years later?
I think if you go back to prior to last season when we were talking about the Bears, particularly the offensive line, one of the things that I was really harping on was depth, because injuries were going to take place and you're going to have to be yourself in a bad situation. At that time, we didn't know Nate Davis was going to go through the issues that he had with his mother dying, compounding the injury issues, and also the fact that Father Time had caught up with Cody Whitehair. They need depth, and that's if Ryan Bates is going to be a starter, a spot starter, a guy that may hold a position while a rookie is getting ready or extending till he takes the start, but they need capable guys to step in at dual roles. Now they need to make sure they get a guy that can play swing tackle if they don't get an upgrade at left tackle, not dissing Braxton, but just if Braxton's going to be the left, find someone that can step in if him or Darnell Wright gets injured, because we know it's going to take place. So for me, the Ryan Bates, only knock on the Ryan Bates thing, and I don't know if we'll ever truly know, was would they have released him since they was trying to get $40 million under the cap? And we may never know that. We know they released their center. They may have held on to Ryan Bates because they were going to release their center. But that's the only thing that I can point out. And again, I don't know if it was going to make a difference. A 5th round pick. Only knock on the 5th round pick is that it's not one of those drafts where you have 8 picks, 7 picks. So it's like, okay, we're down to 6. Now you're down to 5, and you don't know what type of moving they may necessarily do when they draft, to maybe recoup some other picks or go after and try to move after a player that they see, and they may see another team jumping up to try to take that player. So that's the only thing. I think it was a good thing. I hope this isn't a situation where Ryan Poles has an inkling for somebody and has to always get his guy, even if the guy isn't the same, i.e. on some Kenny Williams type mess with Roberto Alomar, Kyle Everett.
Roberto Alomar, Carl Everett, Ken Griffey Jr.
You know, like all like, I don't care if they
Manny
watch.
being Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, exactly. As long as this doesn't show us that hand that Ryan Post is always going to get his guy, even if his guy is semi-retired, I'm fine with it if he looked at this guy, him and Ian Cunningham, looked at this player, saw what he can do in their system, playing different positions and different roles, and decided this was their opportunity to bring him back. Buffalo did match him. And also, I'll say this is a good thing. Look at Buffalo saw value in him, and now Buffalo, for anybody paying attention, is basically rebuilding or reconfiguring their team, because they went for it and they didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like they went for it when they brought in Von Miller. Like they've been going for it for 2.5 seasons, and now they have to pay the piper because that Josh Allen contract, that QB contract, is kicking in. So what you gonna do? So again, it may be a plus because they may have put value on him as a guy they needed in their run, and now that they have to refigure their run, maybe it gives the Bears an opportunity to get a quality guy, as I said, for depth or rotational pieces.
Are you upset like some people that if they waited, they could have got their starting center, or are you happy that he's that they got this guy because of his versatility?
I'm not upset because I don't know how they felt about the starting center. I can't know. We don't know if they're looking at a center in this draft, and if Bates is just a guy that, all right, we want you as we're installing this new install to kind of be the vet, you know what I'm saying? Or just in general, that's a rookie. let's have a vet and give the rookie time. So I don't know if that was what they were going to do, but I understand. It makes sense. Like that's the point I was pointing out with. We don't know if he would have got cut. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know, or we don't know if the value would have been lower because after seeing you're cutting everybody, why am I going to give you a fifth? You probably going to cut him. You know what I'm saying? I may give you something low in next year's draft, but I know you're going to get rid of him. So what's the point? But I still understand why people are pointing that out. I wonder if they looked at the center and the type of guy physically that they are looking for, the athletic, long build. I wonder if he necessarily fit into that. I haven't really looked up more stature or anything like that, so I couldn't necessarily tell you.
Yeah, because I think and this is what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to draft a center. I think, and there's 4 good ones in the draft this year. You got JPJ out of Oregon. You have Fritz, the kid out of young man out of West Virginia. You have Cedric Van Pran, whose stock seems to have fallen this year, but nonetheless, you still have Cedric Van Pran. And there's another guy that Daniel Jeremiah just bumped up to number 1 over Fritz, and that's the dude out of Duke, Graham Barton. So there's 4 good centers. Excuse me, in the draft. I think
Taylor Bortoletti. You got the Bortoletti out of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
That's what, yeah.
I think got 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, even outside of like those guys that we know, I still think you may be able to pick up a good, because I mean, I'm not saying this is a knock on center. You find centers outside of these are guys that we know are good centers, but just like Jason Kelsey coming out, nobody was like, I got him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
got to get that guy.
Or even think about it. It was Olin versus what's the name that went to Kansas City that was battling Casey Wiggum, or what was the
Wiggum?
Yeah, so even think they were looking. Wiggum went on and had a good career, but they weren't looking like, I know I got a Hall of Famer hopefully soon in like it. So you may be able still out of the guys that we're naming, they may find somebody in the 4th and be like, this is the one or whatever, just from their scouting. But again, to your point, this is a good draft for a team desperate at center to where, yeah, of course, you don't necessarily, when you're at 1 and 9, you're not going to spend that on a center. You know what I'm saying? Either one of those picks, unless this is the greatest center, and I mean 9, not 1, the greatest center ever to ever center ever. Like he can fly basically, but you're not usually going to spend that value, you know what I'm saying, on a center. You know what I'm saying? It will have to be a Hall of Fame guard to even think about, you know, some Quentin Nelson type mess to even think about using a top 10 pick on a guy that's not a left tackle.
Yeah, true. Guys, we're joined by Ken Davis, the host of the Under Center podcast on NBC Sports Chicago, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. What do we do at safety? Man, there have been so many safeties that have been released.
They out in the streets, Sean. You
real.
need one? I got a few for you back here. Let me
like bro, man. You need a safety?
Yeah.
Bro, man, from the 5th floor. I got you.
Man, dude, I was thinking draft. It's so many safeties out here. You may as well do. But I mean, now I would say this. I think it gives you the ability to, if you were going to perhaps draft a safety, let's just say the 3rd round. Let's just say you're looking to draft a safety in the 3rd round. You can still do that, or you can look at one of these. Listen, a few of these safeties don't get a raw deal like those running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are going to be some good safeties that aren't going to get significant money that you can be like, you know what? I thought we was going to have to go young, but we could still get a guy that we could develop, but we could get a guy that's a vet to come in here and partner with Jalen Johnson as far as the older guys in the defensive backfield to go with all the young guys that they have back there. So you talking about the Bills and Poyer being in the streets. Look, you talking about what's the Simmons with Denver, and look, the thing was they should have traded his ass because he was on the trade block. Why were you gonna hold on to him and let him walk basically when your season was done? I know Denver was trying after they beat the Bears when they shouldn't have, but like it's safeties out here, and they're safeties that are playmakers. You know, we don't need a Jamal Adams. We don't need a linebacker. You know, but I don't need a guy that's in the box. You know what I'm saying? I need a guy that's a ball hawk, but there are guys out there if you want to go the veteran route to fill in that position.
I think it really pushes down the good safeties. And I like it. You know, like the Dominique Hampton, the kid out of Washington, the Tyler Nubin, the local kid out of St. Charles North, who's at Minnesota. And those 2 programs, we've got players from them. We got Terrell Smith from Minnesota. Okay. We already got Spidey, Kyler Gordon from Washington. So it's apparent that they like the way that these DBs are coached over there. So you can get one of those guys maybe in the 4th or 5th round and you pair him with another guy, because you and I both know the NFL means not for long, man. And the more you rotate, or should say, the likelihood of someone getting hurt is pretty high. And now you have a young guy, and you can let him develop. And what's the worst thing? Oh my God, you have two really good safeties. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Because somebody, like you said, someone's going to get hurt. I may need your ass to play a little nickel. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, youngster, I may need you to get in here because so-and-so Gordon is hurt. I may need you to do a little bit more, because you see that a lot more where you have nickel guys that can play a little safety and play a little nickel. Never know, especially with the fact that you had Eberflus playing dime as much as he was playing dime last season.
Yeah, so I really like that situation for the Bears. And what do you want to do at edge? So what do you want to do at edge? That's a huge part, because you got or do you want to attack the interior, because there's a few big dogs on the inside. Like, you got Wilkins, you got Jones. There's some dudes who can make.
You're not getting Jones. You're not getting Jones.
I don't think Kansas City.
They're not letting him walk out the door. They wouldn't have tagged Snead if they thought Jones was walking. Now, look, all of it could go to hell, and that contract negotiation could blow up. So I'll say that. I will say this: I don't believe Kansas City's plan is for him to walk. We'll see if it goes as they plan, as far as they'll come to some consensus as far as what his value is, being the second best probably interior lineman in the NFL behind Aaron Donald. Yeah, so I mean, just think about. I mean, you can move both of them around, but the thing about Jones is when you need him, he shows up. And last year with Kansas City, their defense wasn't as situational as they've been in the past, where they were more bend don't break. They really had a really good defense since. Remember the year before last, they were one of the top 3 teams with the Bears that had one of the youngest teams, talking about young players actually playing and getting minutes, but they went to the Super Bowl and won it, and the Bears won 3 wins. And then you saw those same young kids last year again on the defensive side and what they was able to pull off. But I don't see Jones hitting the market. So, but to get to your point, I would like to see them hold on to Justin Jones. Just because I'm a depth guy, and I know we was cracking jokes about him, talking about I was getting double teamed, but you saw just the same as it helped Jalen Johnson when Montez Sweat showed up. It wasn't fourth quarter Justin Jones. We saw Justin Jones popping up more throughout the first 3 quarters of the game. And I'm not talking about it like I think he's a world beater, but I know he's capable. And we don't know if Dexter and Pickens are really ready to assume a lot more reps. So I would try to keep him on another 1 to 2 year deal again, maybe a year and an option year. But we know Billings is going to be there, but don't get rid of the interior pieces that were working. I don't know. In Ngakoue, he can go. The Robinson thing, Dominic Robinson, it hasn't worked. You need another edge rusher. That's probably where whatever happens with the 9th pick, I'm probably going to be looking, if the top receivers are going and they stay at 9, at trenches. It wouldn't make me mad if they went with a tackle, but I'm talking about an offensive tackle. But that's probably where I'm going to start looking for an edge, even though if you look at the edges and the Bears system, that may be high. Because if you're talking about Dallas Turner, do you really look at him as a guy that's going to be putting his hands down compared to being a 3-4 guy? I'm a big, and they wouldn't draft him. But I've just, in general, you were bringing up Frazier, the West Virginia center, and I remember because of Big Ten country, and I've been a big Penn State Drew Aller backer this year. But I remember watching West Virginia versus Penn State. And Penn State has one of the better defenses in the country, a modernized defense like the Bears was a speed defense, not like Michigan, which was more of a size defense. Yeah, but he was doing his thing versus that defense in Penn State. But still, I would look. So I was bringing up Chop Robinson as well. I was about to say I love Chop Robinson. I don't think
4.9, 4.5.
It was it was a low 4. It was like a 4.4 or something, I believe, like that. And I mean, thick thighs, 6'3". They got the kid. Abdul. I forget the middle linebacker now. That's got the LeVar Arrington's 11 on him. He's popping out to edge now. But Penn State produced these freakish edge rushers that can play all around right now, if you look at it. But I don't think the Bears would do that. But I think the Bears should go. For me, I think defensive. I would go defensive end to pair a youngster with Montez Sweat, because then everything's going to basically work, and it allows you to hope those youngsters in the middle can develop. If you went with my only problem with going with the three technique from Miami is, damn, you used a lot of draft equity last year for this position.
Defense. Oh,
but in saying that, I can't. But in all fairness, if you still think that's the engine, and you know what, I'm not waiting for these young men to develop. Hopefully they'll get it, and we'll be stronger right there and rotate. And we have three techniques up the yin yang. I can see it. I'm not going to be upset. But while I think you already have serviceable people at that position to be the disruptor in your three, I think you should focus on opposite Montez Sweat, because then which way you going to have the line, which way you going to shift the line towards, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And then hope those guys in the center are getting singled up and are able to penetrate and do what they need to do to cause some disruption in the backfield.
You know, the one thing I'm excited about, Jervon Dexter. All right, I think Eric Washington is going to really, really unleash him. He's shown to be a really good defensive line coach, all right, because he's a DC in title only, but he's a really good defensive line coach. So I'm looking forward to seeing him unleashed. I mean, because he started coming along well toward the end of the season. Once he got comfortable, once he wasn't two gapping and reading, like, no, dude, you got to get through, you got to penetrate. Excuse me, and man, you know, I asked him one time after the game, and he was just like, yeah, he goes, I'm feeling confident. He goes, my confidence is where it should be. He's a humble dude, really humble, humble Southern kid.
Really hard on himself, even when he does well.
Yeah, really humble.
Tell me.
Yeah. So, which is good to a point, but he was like, you know, he goes, my confidence is where it needs to be. He goes, it's not too high, not too low. And I'm like, good, you know, and but I have a feeling he's going to be unleashed, like in training camp. I saw a few things, and in a couple of different games, we've seen a lot of different things. Like, oh damn! So we'll see how that plays out. Because if he does that, Charlie. Now you that, and you bring someone else in, or even just him, like that front four with a nice edge on the other side. Him, Billings, Montez Sweat, and whoever you bring on the other side, a draft, or you know what I mean. Man, Jalen Johnson gonna be like, yeah, baby. Right.
And you set it linebacker. You have a nice defensive backfield.
4/5 of your secondary.
Exactly. You defensively, if they are healthy, that should be nice defensively if they're healthy.
Because I really like talk about Tyreek Stevenson. Because when I interviewed him, I asked him a question in the locker room the day he had one of the days he had a pick. It was toward the end of the year, and he was saying, he goes, and he's jokingly, but he wasn't joking. Like, he laughed after, but he was like, yeah, I just turned on some JJ tape, and you know. But he wasn't joking. Like, what I saw him playing that cover two, like his pick was exactly like Jalen Johnson pick, where in the cover two, he's showing low, he's staying in the flats, his hips are parallel to the line of scrimmage. So if that ball comes out, he's gone. And man, he was gone. Remember, he jumped, picked that ball off, stutter step, whoop, went the other way. And that's exactly what Jalen Johnson's been doing. And now you got this rookie who got his ass whooped.
Jalen wasn't doing it that early.
Yeah. And you got this rookie who's getting his ass whooped and getting picked on all first half of the season. And now he's got some confidence.
Dude,
come on, man.
Training and fire. Athletically freakish. I like the fact when you bring up the interceptions, because they're interceptions that a lot of DBs can't get to. These are you going after that ball like a receiver. Yeah. And now I'm talking about a receiver, not just like the dive. And like, think about, he had at least 2 or 3 diving interceptions.
Oh, the one that came out of nowhere?
Yeah, it was like, whoa. It was like, what? And like one of them, he was going in the opposite direction. It's like
22. Like, where the hell did you come from? Because you couldn't see him on the TV.
Yeah, that's where it's just like, okay, if you continue to grow, yeah, kid, you talking about JJ, you see what JJ's getting, you can get you some of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you continue to like that young man, again, shout out to the one thing that we know that they can do so far, and that's pick DBs. What's up, Bellissimo? That's pick DBs. Dude, they know what the hell they doing, man. They know what the hell they doing, man. And I love the fact that they've been able to pull it off.
Man, let's get to the 800-pound gorilla in the room, man. Number one pick. Everyone seems to think that they're drafting Caleb. I still don't think so. I still think there's a lot of things that have been said and done that lead otherwise. If they do keep, let's start with you, because I know you're on that side of the fence. If they do keep the number one pick and draft Caleb, what do you do with that 9 pick?
Let me answer Cornelius real quick. Cornelius, you know what? I don't know. To be totally honest with you, I think the defense will be better. You still have a rookie quarterback. I mean, regardless if I think they're going with Caleb, that's not to say that I can be here and be like there won't be any ups and downs with Caleb, or there could be more downs because it's a rookie quarterback. He has to come and learn how to play in a different fashion. Some of the ways he was playing was due to the talent around him, but some of it was just due to that system. So I will hope so. I mean, I think I'll say this to answer. I think the players around him will be good enough that they could pull it off. I don't know if he's going to be able to connect with them consistently throughout the season to do it, if I'm being frank. That's even with me thinking they're moving off of Justin and going with Caleb Williams. Now, Shawn, you were saying as far as what? Let me
what do they do? What do they do with the number 9 pick then?
The number 9 pick?
Yeah.
I think, Shawn, to be honest with you, you this is the problem, that the conundrum that I think when I think about it. I won't say that they're in. I'm just saying what's going through my mind. Do you move back now and try to get into the teens or 20 and try to get a second round pick, a third, try to get more picks? But the problem with that, do you miss out on a blue chipper? So now, do you miss out on, at number 9, you can get you a blue chip player in this draft, for real. You know what I'm saying? With the values that they have, we're talking about tackle and wide receiver. Let's just stop right there. At number 9, and the edge rusher, you can get you a premium. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's like, wait, whatever they do with one, move or stay, which if they move, you have a lot of picks to go with. But if let's just say they draft Caleb at number 9, if Rome Odunze or Malik Neighbors is there, I would have no problem with them taking out me. I'm probably going to lean more towards Odunze, even though I think Malik Neighbors is a freak. I wouldn't mind if I don't think Joe Alt's going to fall to them there, but if they took Joe Alt, I'd be fine with that big, Notre Dame dude, left tackle being up playing here with us. And I don't know now. I think, again, like I was saying earlier, when you're looking at the edge rushers, I don't know if the value for your scheme is there for now, but I don't think it's that. I don't think you'd be crazy overdrafting. But I don't know if they're looking at somebody like Verse from Florida State. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to just get a peek. I don't even have to really see the draft board. I just want to see where they rank guys over each other. Like, I would love to know receiver, lineman on both ends.
So you want to see the big board first and then the positionals? So you want two? Yeah. You want the big board?
No. I just want to see just give me the positionals. Just give me the positionals.
Positionals. You want the big board?
Just give me that way. I wouldn't have too much, but just give me the position. Because
want OD.
I want to know. I still want to know how much Raz is involved. If there's anything where Raz is cool, but tape tells you a lot. But also, I want to know if it's still physically he has to look like this, because I think there should be some exceptions. Like, I don't think if you're like, my defensive end always has to be 6'5", and there may be a guy that's 6'3" or 6'2" that's a killer that you just may need to be like, yo, he's too freaky.
Motor who just,
yeah, exactly. He too freaky, whatever. I get that, but dog, come on. Like, so I really want to know how flexible they are when it comes to something like that, because I believe they can miss out on people by being rigid in those sense. Because like last year, if you look at you look at Minnesota's draft and you look at the Bears draft, or even, well, you could say the same with Detroit, even though Detroit, they got some some guys up in there. But the Bears went so heavy Raz until the undrafted free agents that it makes you think, like, so what do you guys really care about tape? And it still gets back
really quick. So what he's talking about, guys, if you don't know what Raz is, it's relative athletic score. That measures how athletic each particular draft prospect is. So the higher the Raz score, the more athletic the particular player is. So Ken is saying, are they going more for a guy who's more athletic? He may not be as touted as high as the second, as he may be ranked lower, but he's more athletic. That's what the Raz. So when Ken's talking Raz, that's what he's talking about, relative athletic score, and that they do that at the combines. I'm sorry, Ken.
And no, thank you. And so everything that Shawn says is fact. So my fear is this is football, and I get what you're saying as far as Raz, but sometimes the tape is the tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that guy can ball out, he'll make it happen. If he can, if he may be somewhat slower, but he knows where to be, it's gonna negate some of that he's not as fast. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can't just be like, for instance, I'll give you a team, the Dallas Cowboys. One, the larger problem with the Cowboys is that Jerry is meddlesome and doesn't let the coach. He's the principal, and the players know they can go talk to the principal. They don't have to listen to the teacher. That's a bit. But another thing I look at the Cowboys, and Jerry does a great job drafting. And they are freakish, but sometimes you just need some glue guys up in there. Everybody doesn't need to be a safety that's 6'4" and can run a 4. Not saying it doesn't hurt, but sometimes you need just straight football guys to go along with the freaky guys. And you know what I'm saying? So that's what, because it helps the locker room. You find pieces that fit with one another. You don't need all track stars. There's a reason why the Giants that beat the Patriots had the NASCAR package, but they didn't run the NASCAR package 24/7 because they would have got ran on if they just ran the NASCAR package. You got 4 edge rushers in there basically at one time, and Justin Tuck, you're going to be able to run against. There's a time and a place for situations where you take advantage of your athleticism, but sometimes this is just football, rudimentary football, and get back to the basics is kind of what I'm saying as far as why I want to look at their board, Shawn.
If the Bears stay with Justin Fields and trade that pick, and there's a lot of different things. First, let's take the obvious one, 1 to 2. All right. How many assets do you think they get back from Washington? Do you think they get back 2, 3, 4 assets, player, or picks?
At least 3. I mean, clearly they should get next year's.
But you mean 3 include? Do you mean 3 including
yes, including the swap?
Okay, so they're number 2. The number 2 is 1 pick. Next year's first is a second pick. And then maybe this year's second.
You have to. It's going to be second or third. I would say no further down than that, because you still have to look at. We can say because of Caleb and people wanting Caleb, there has to be a premium, but that premium is being paid when you get next year's 1. You know what I'm saying? Because they're moving up a spot. Like for real, they're not. This isn't 4 or 5 spots. This isn't from 9 to 1. They're moved. So if you go back and look at the Mitch trade with the 49ers, did the Bears give up a first pick in the following year's draft? And again, the different part of this one is the hype around Caleb. So the hype around Caleb, you're giving me a 1 next year, but I don't know how much off of that you can get where it's like, oh my God. The real thing would be and this is what we were talking about last year, if you could trade back twice. Now, it didn't happen last year, so who's to say that you could pull it this year? But to your point, if you're going to keep Justin, you just have to say you're okay with losing out on Marvin Harrison Jr. So I think that would be the discussion, would be, okay, if I move back to 2, and then somebody who wants to come up here and get Drake May or Jaden Daniels, right? That's what we're saying, right? All right.
Giants at 6, the Falcons at 8.
Right.
They're coming up. And
so once I get to, let's just sit there right there at 6. Once I get to 6, I'm probably out of the Marvin Harrison sweepstakes.
Most likely.
You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, like I said, I like Roman Dunze, right? I could say, you know what? We didn't get Marvin Harrison. I'm gonna take Roman Dunze. I'm gonna take the rest of these assets, and we're gonna run off like a bandit and be happy with it. I don't think it'd be crazy. Like for me, my thing is with this whole thing, I don't get why we said
number 2, the swap both 2s.
I think that's about
one. And I think the most important pick, if we trade with Washington, the most important pick is next year's first. That's the most important.
Oh
pick.
Yeah, it's definitely.
No, I know we get it, but that's the most important pick, because if Washington sucks, we're gonna get another top 5 pick next year.
No,
and God forbid you get a number, if they really stink, and say the quarterback or somebody gets hurt and they you know what I mean? How crazy would that be if they actually got the 3 number 1 in a row? We're like, what in God's name? You know what I mean? To me, that's the most important.
Can we get Penny or Shaq in either one of these? I'm just saying, like, man, if you're gonna keep hitting, you got to walk away with some Hall of Famers at one point. If you keep hitting that number 1, for anybody that doesn't know, the Orlando Magic, after winning the sweepstakes to get Shaq at number 1, got the number 1 pick again, which looked like it was gonna be Chris Webber, and then basically with the help of Shaq was like, nah, we need a point guard. We're gonna go get Penny Hardaway. Yeah,
that's Tyra Banks, fool.
Right. But like at some point, if you're gonna have to walk away with something. But if they can pull that off, great. I mean, I'm not the type of person where it's like, man, if they bring back Justin, no, I don't like the people that even if you were Caleb or saying they should or they will draft Caleb, why do you have to shit on Justin Fields? I don't understand why
vice
I have to
versa.
go like that. That's what I was about to say. I don't. To me, it's not that. You can point out this is what I think they'll do. This is what I would prefer them do. But I don't think there has to be shit thrown upon either one of these young men just because it may not be the person you desire to be under center for the Bears moving forward.
I agree, and that's the thing that's really gotten toxic. And a lot of the Caleb cultists have started that, and some of the Justin people are just as toxic. And it's like we're all Bears fans.
Right.
And I'm in a weird spot, dude, because I think I told you my guy from one of my boys from college was Caleb's high school coach. So it's like I always want the best for him, and so I don't wish anything bad on Caleb by any stretch. I want him to. I'd love for him to have a Hall of Fame career. I just think I personally think Justin's the guy to lead this team, and if the Bears decide otherwise, I'm still a Bears fan, and I'll follow Justin, but I'm still a Bears fan, and that's the thing. You don't have to.
Yes.
You don't have to just be a jerk because and that's the thing that bugs me is like, why do you got to be that way? You know what I mean? Like
because people are showing, people are showing that they're hurting. To be honest with you, people are showing that they're issues, hurting, and that's what they're really showing. They're reacting in a way. This is how you know that you don't need to argue with everybody because you don't know when people get irrational when they're arguing. And when you're an adult, you don't need to just argue for the sake of arguing any longer. But to your point, I'm going to root for Justin in a Bears uniform, out of a Bears uniform. I'll say this, and I think the Bears are going to move off Justin. I don't have a friend that coached Caleb. So I'm not going to be rooting that hard if he's not in the Bears uniform.
I won't be rooting that hard either. I'm just saying.
All right, I know Justin. All right, he belongs. That's different.
Hey, did you know that him and Olu Fashanu were on the same team? They went to high school together. I didn't know that when I was talking with my guy Randy, and we were talking about Justin. And he was like, "Wow!"
He just jumped into football. Then I don't think he was playing basketball or whatever. He hadn't been growing up playing football, but I didn't know they both played.
When he told me, I'm like, "Dude, so you had Olu Fashanu and Caleb?" He's like, "Yeah."
Dude,
I was like, "Damn,
that's crazy. That's crazy."
And it's crazy.
Think back to your time in high school. If you had some guys like that in high school, right,
dude? It was to the point. Well, they won. He sent me. They won their state championship with Caleb at the quarterback. And I didn't realize Caleb was a quarterback at the time because he sent me a video like on a last minute. It was like a Hail Mary. They won the state title and it was crazy. He said that to me. I was like, holy cow, but that was a team that Caleb and Olu were both on. If they keep Justin, how far would you be okay with coming off of Marvin Harrison Jr., say 6 to the Giants, 8 to if you get Odunze? If that's the case, so we miss out on that dude. First of all, it doesn't mean that Romeo Odunze or neighbors ain't going to be great. It doesn't mean that at all. Yeah, you don't know.
Look, Marvin Harrison may not end up. I'm not saying that if we were making a bet, it'd be hard to go field with what we know his father did, and he looks better than his dad did coming out of Syracuse. All right, he's already taller than his father, and he seems as fast as his father was. But there still could be a situation where he's a Hall of Famer, and Ronan Dunzier and Malik Neighbors may be Hall of Famers, and we could be sitting here arguing about which one of them really was
better
the
Hall
best
of
during
Famer.
that. Yeah, we could.
Who's a better Hall of Famer? He's a better Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we could. It could have. Like, how many times have we seen it? You know what I'm saying? So they
could just be great players. You know what I mean? They may not even be Gold Jacket, but they're great players.
And it fits what you need. Yeah, it doesn't. You don't need the greatest at every position. It helps to have a few on. It kind of even what we was just talking about is the freakish athleticism about the Cowboys, and you don't need them at every position, but it helps the rest of the team to have them because it augments and it allows you to take advantage of how freaky those guys are. But yeah, you don't need a Hall of Fame at every position. But no, if I would say this though, Shawn, to be honest with you. If they kept Justin, and I was saying this yesterday, because I feel like the argument, let's just say they draft Caleb, and I think they would make sure to insulate Caleb with either a better offensive lineman and or receiver to help him out, and maybe free agency running back to go along with it, right? Don't flip that. And I was trying to say to people, so you can't argue the Justin and Caleb experience because the Bears were down when they had Justin. They ripped it down to the shreds, and they just gave him DJ Moore this last year. So Justin didn't have the weapons. His offensive line was not as strong as what may be the Bears' offensive line next year and moving forward. And as far as the weapons around them should be better moving forward. So you can never compare if they move off of Justin to what you can't. Yeah, but that's why we're here for the context, because people will, but that's why you'd be like, nah, hold up. All right. The flip side of what you're asking, do not keep Justin and then tell me you're not going to provide him with the prerequisite of weapons that you would have provided to Caleb Williams. So then when we're having this discussion, I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, and then at number 9, maybe they can go D-end or do all that, as I was saying earlier. No, if you're going to do that, either give Justin a superior offensive lineman, make sure that you're insulating DJ Moore and Justin with another guy on the opposite side of DJ Moore. Give Justin the same things that you would have him so he can excel as you would, or at least we believe they would do if they were going to move off of him and bring in Caleb Williams. So I would, if I kept Justin at number 9, man, again, at 6, so let's just say they move back. I'm going to be honest with you. If I get him, I'm going O-lineman, receiver, O-lineman, defensive lineman, receiver. Some myriad of those 3 is what I would do. And with the pick that you got for moving off of Justin and with number 9, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do something like that. And I'll tell you this, I won't move back crazy. I may move a little bit back from number 9.
I was gonna ask my next question, you crazy son of a gun. I may move back for somebody, if one of those quarterbacks and somebody's like, yo, JJ McCarthy's, because if someone jumps in, like remember we had Adam Shaheen in the second round, like what the fuck? What? And it pushes everybody down. My thing, perfect, dude. I was saying the absolute worst I would go back is 15, but I'm thinking 12 or 13. But if there's 2 people that get drafted up in there, like why are they? But okay, and then push people down, then I would say okay, great. But otherwise, 12 or 13, I'd move back from that number 9 spot, because I mean, who knows where there's a run on quarterbacks, all right? Because JJ McCarthy might jump in there. So now you got Williams, you got Drake May, you got Daniels, you got McCarthy. Okay, then you got Marvin Harrison Jr. That's 5. Okay, what about an edge rusher? 6. Alt, Fashanu, 7, 8. Now we're at 9, and we're in that. We're somewhere in that 9, so we're going to get one of those guys, and then we're still talking about other people. There's still other people that you could get. Okay, well, let me drop back from 9 to 12, 9 to 13, and still get, man. It's so funny you said you jumped the gun when you said you're going to go move back from 9, because man, I would too. Especially if one
in this
outlier
draft
comes in,
like you said, if I'm only moving back to around 13. There's going to be a lot of guys, and really I can pick, not to say that at 9 you can't pick who you want, but at 13, the fact of overdrafting is negated with the amount of talent. So a guy that some people like, man, he wasn't going to go to 15. It's not as bad, because it's like, dude, I'm taking what I like. It's all these guys right here. I'm going to get a need and like in this bad boy. So yeah, I would be open to making that move if that's what they end up doing.
Guys, we're joined by Ken Davis, the host of the Under Center podcast on NBC Sports Chicago, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Your thoughts on Saquon? All right, there's talk about, I mean, we know there's mutual interest, and that was from a legit source, which I really like. You know what? I'm really, really cool. I like that, because everybody's talking about, well, my guy, and then sources change. When J Mac was on ESPN yesterday, he's like, me and him got the same agent. My agent told me that there's mutual interest. So I was like, cool. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that fact. That we're not, well, who's your source? And just Josh Jacobs. But what do you think? Or let me just ask you, any of the running backs, the free agent running backs, do you think the Bears go in there? Let me think. Do you think the Bears go there? First question. And then what would you like to see as a fantasy?
I will hope they go there. I don't know, because I think they are clouded with I think they Mike Shanahan in the 90s. Where it's just like, dog, I could throw anybody back there. And it's like, in all fairness, those guys were nice, but they were not TD. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it was like, man, with this zone blocking scheme, I can get 1,000 yards with anybody. And it's like, true, but they're not Terrell Davis. And I think they can kind of put anybody back there. And to me, they've had successful running games, even though they haven't been consistent at times and used the run with the pass in the way they should. But I think they need a guy, because I mean, to me, Khalil Herbert's been hurt every year, basically. The last couple of years, I should say. And I still didn't see enough from Roschon to where I'm like, yo, he's the one, to where me personally, I would look for a free agent. or a rookie. But also, I think you need to make sure that you're really only running 2 of these guys during the game. You know, if given mostly the carries to 2 of them, if you run all 3 of them, they're not going to be able to build up a lather to do what they need to do. But you need a guy who can be out there on 3rd downs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a guy, and I mean for pass pro, but also mean to catch the ball too. So that's what so that to answer that question, I hope. But my fantasy, you name the guys that I will hope for them to bring in. And you can bring me Jacobs or Saquon, and I'm happy. I'm a kid in a candy store when you're talking about. I mean, the only problem with Saquon, of course, is that he could get hurt. But any running back can get hurt and be gone for the year. That's the problem with the position, because they're running backs. Once the leg is gone, what's you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's not like a quarterback that can play with the bruised bone in his leg or whatever, if he can tough it out through the pain or anything like that. But you think about what Saquon can do in a multitude of fashions, or you just think about just giving the rock to Jacobs and taking advantage of the youth that he has and just beating somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna wear you out early. You know what I'm saying? By the 4th quarter, y'all gonna quit. You quit by the 3rd. Basically, we're gonna pound and pound. Right, and then now you're talking about Roshan and Herbert. Right, now you bring Herbert in. Like, let Jacobs go for 2 or 3 series. All right, throw Khalil in there real quick. Like, then you take advantage of that. So me personally, I would hope that they spend some free agent dollars on a guy that's a 3-down running back, and then let the other guys fall where they may, as far as Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson.
I would like Saquon. Again, the only thing is the injury history. I just think he's more dynamic.
Yes.
But Josh Jacobs is, hell, he led the league in rushing. Right? Josh Jacobs is a stud, and I think it plays the system that the Bears talked about wide zone. They didn't run a lot of wide zone last year. I was really, and there was more power scheme, and that's the Josh Jacobs. Saquon could do either, but more of a Josh Jacobs and Saquon, like, they'll come downhill hard. And Shane Waldron had used 23 personnel a couple times, and like, man, you got three tight ends in that mug. All right, one guy in motion, boom, leading up. Like, man, that dude, I'm telling you, that gave me goosebumps just thinking about, and God forbid you break through the first level.
Right.
All right, now you're in chase mode on Saquon. Like, Josh will probably catch 30 yards downfield. He's not that breakaway, but Saquon, yes, that could be a house call. So
right,
we'll see. It all depends on how long and people. The longer they wait, the more the price comes down, and that's where the Bears should start getting in. Because we, you don't
have to be the first guy. You don't have to be Lovie Smith outside of Julius Pepper's house. Is what you're saying. You want to be at the house. Like, I'm gonna wait to the phone. Oh yeah, so nobody asked you to go to the dance? Hey man, I'll take you out to the dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want some of that action. You're desperate in a positive sense, because they're good players. But what you're saying is the same thing that when we were talking safety earlier. There are gonna be some upset people that didn't get a prom date because all the dance cars was filled. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you take advantage of a Jacobs, a Saquon. The Pollard thing, I damn near think you got that in Herbert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not a big Pollard guy.
Me neither. Like, I think, but like, still looking at Eckler took a step back last year. I'd be interested now. Let's just say the other guys was gone, and you'd be like, "Hey, kid, I got an Austin Eckler." I'd be like, "Well, bring his ass down here, because we about to be dumping. We about to dump this ball off so much on your ass."
Bellissimo. What about DeAndre Swift? Here, just take this.
Bellissimo. He was my first one. Looking at value. My first guy, I was like, go get DeAndre Swift. And I know it never works. Detroit, last year at the beginning of the year with the Eagles, it was like, damn, look at Swift with the Eagles. He was the first, and I'm saying this because the other guys, we didn't know they're going to get tagged for sure until this Tuesday. So he was in the streets. So I already was on Swift with you, but like, I'm like, go ahead and get Swift. Right now, we'll worry about the pass side of that later, but just to think about what he can do. Yes, that's a guy can be my guy. All right, you can come here. You can be my guy. I think there's some guys out here. That's a good one, Blisma. I'm in total agreement with you.
Yeah, that would be dope. I just don't drop any wide open touchdown passes, Mother Hubbard.
It happens.
It didn't happen to Superback. Let's get that straight, Mo Hubbard. Didn't happen to me.
I heard you, Shawn.
Hey, bro, great stuff, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, you know, we could we didn't have to just talk football. We could talk baseball. So 2 things. I'm going to Arizona next week. I told you that. Catch spring training. And my guy Southside Zoe convinced me because I'm going to opening day.
How's he doing?
It's good. It's good. Little man's doing good. He's growing, getting big, and he's doing good. But he convinced me. He was like, dude, he goes, there's no pressure. He goes, who's got pressure in this town? He goes, the Cubs, because he goes, they didn't sign Belly yet. He goes, they signed Belly, and they got all this. He goes, we got no pressure, and we still got talent. I'm like, you're right, we do. But the talent got all screwed up in the head. We'll see. So Elo hit his first homer yesterday. I'm like, oh, great, good. So I hit a couple more. So under protest, I'm going to opening day. Under protest.
Oh, okay. You do that. You do that. Let me know. Keep in contact. I missed the tacos. So I need to pop out for opening day. But you abuse yourself, Shawn. You do that. Look, if they start off hot, I'm with you. They still do have talent, but I'm just not here for this mess. If they
I'm gonna get so drunk. I don't even know what I don't even know the game's going on. That's
right.
I think I'm gonna be.
That's what makes baseball so great. And you're outside, that's what makes baseball the best thing to attend. Because like if the team sucks, let's just kick it out here. Enjoy the weather.
Oh, and then is it over here? Oh, damn, I gotta find it. Oh, it's in my other bag. I have a plastic flask.
Oh, so Metal Texas can't catch you with that one.
Bing, 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 bing. I did it last year. I met up with Emilio Bucks from the Chicago Clubhouse podcast because he does the baseball. So we met up, man. I pulled that joker out. That was the day they had dollar tickets.
Okay.
Dollar tickets and free parking. So I had the dollar, 83 cents plus tax, made it $1. Parking was free. And I'm like, yeah.
And then you have to pay for no alcohol.
And I paid $7 for the Sprite that I had to pour. I had to mix it with like $7 for the damn thing. So I drank a little bit of it and then poured it. I was like, yeah, baby.
I need to get me one. I got a glass. I got like a glass one that I bought, and I haven't used it. But I bought it like within the last year, but I still haven't used it. I've been meaning to take it to a concert or something. But you know how they are, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, man, I don't want to have to
plastic one, bro. Well, you know, I got it from Output. It's the Jack Daniels one. So they always get the freebies and stuff to give out and everything. And my girl Anna, we had a Sox game last year, and she was like, oh, she pulled it out. I'm like, what the hell is that? She's like, oh, I was like, do you have any more? She's like, yeah, we got some back. They came in, they passed them out. So she gets me, dude. I was like, oh, hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
That's nice.
Fills it up 3/4 of the way with my Tito's. Oh. And they sell them on Amazon. Dude.
I was going to Amazon as soon as we get off of this bad boy. I was like, I gotta look at Amazon. I gotta check Amazon out. Damn you, Jeff Bezos.
They're there. Hey, great stuff, man. Do me a favor though. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online, man.
Follow me at That's Davis. You can always check me out, the Under Center podcast and That Davis Show. Everybody, be safe. Have a great weekend. I look forward to talking to you all down the line, man. Shawn, I always appreciate you. Be safe. Keep taking care of your mom, man. Safe travels going to Arizona, man. Hope you get there and get back safe, my guy.
Thank you. As soon as we get off, I got to go pick her up, the warden up from class.
Nice.
Yeah, she's doing it, boy. She's got wall top tosses. She got the ball, dude. She's doing it. They got it. They got it working.
One of my favorite things on social media, my guy. It's one of my favorite things on social media, man. Keep it up.
Cool, man. Thank you. We'll talk soon, Papa. Thank you.
Later.
Guys, that's Ken Davis from the Under Center podcast, my guy. And always talk football. Love talking football with my man. And it's, you know what? Sports aside. Okay? Sports aside. When you get good people in your life, keep them. All right? When you get good people around you, keep them. Keep them around. All right? And never let them feel that you don't care about them. You know what I mean? Ken's one of those guys, man. He's one of those guys. We met at Illinois Center for Broadcasting. He was doing his thing with his boy DeMaz. them and Tony Gill, who's now at the NBC Sports Chicago. And we met there, and there's just a vibe about him. You know what I mean? There was just a vibe, and it was just great, and just a great dude. And when you meet good people, you want to keep good people around. And he's, like I said, sports aside, the hell with, with us talking sports. That's just a good dude, man. And make sure you follow him. He's just a great dude. So, man, that was nutso. Great stuff. I'm still pro Justin. I'm still pro Justin. Go get a haul. And and we agree, or we're on the same wavelength. If I'm okay coming off of Marvin Harrison Jr., if we get them picks, man. If we get them picks, and here's my situation. Like I talked to you, not my situation. My thought process was you layer, now you get 2 draft picks, 24, 25, 26. You know what I mean? You get multiple draft picks. You get multiple first-round draft picks. So now you got 2 first-round picks in 24, 2 first-round picks in 25, 2 first-round picks in 26. If you can trade back a third time, that's how you build a team. That's how you build a team. And, I am going to be a jag bag. I really am. So just so you know, I'm going to be a jag bag because I just think that there were the arrogance. And what's funny? And you noticed it was a lot of the Tyson Bagent people became Caleb cultists. And I don't get it. I don't get it. We're all supposed to be Bears fans. And people talk, and the people talk, the Caleb crew, they talk about Justin sucks, Justin this, Justin that, but in the same breath, they're saying, yeah, he never really was supported. And that's like, wait a minute, you see it, you understand it, and you see he wasn't in a situation to be coached, but you still think he sucks. Like, how do you justify that? How do you justify that when you know the situation he was in? So it was interesting. One of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to see. Yeah, shoot, I should have done this before. Yeah, son of a biscuit. There was a clip. There was a clip that I had for Shishka Barbarino. I don't know how to do it on. Let's see. Anyway, there was a clip, and it was Jalen Johnson talking about. Here we go. And I'll play this clip because we have a little bit of time. And when you get people, and that's the thing, if you get people who understand this, you get people who realize that this is the situation that this guy's been put in, but it doesn't matter. Like, you want something else. Like, why would you do that? Why would you not give him the shot? That for me, I don't get. And this is Jalen Johnson. This Fox. Yeah, this is Fox. This is Fox. So we'll play this. Where'd you go?
Different. I think just going in and saying, "Oh, we'll just give it to him. He's not the answer." I don't think that's it. I think it's kind of taking the easy way out and making the coaches not take accountability, because I think the coaches have a big part in developing the quarterback, and I think that he hasn't had an opportunity to truly be developed yet. With now going on his 3rd coordinator in his 4th year, so I think honestly, just it's about the people around him, I think. And I think it starts with his quarterback coach. It starts with the offensive coordinator teaching and molding and building him into being that quarterback. And I think even like Mahomes, I mean, he wasn't just who he was when he first came in. He was behind Alex Smith. He got built. He got molded into being who he is. So I think it's really about that part first. And then I think if you get some dogs around him, some O-line that can consistently hold up, I think a good running game, receivers. I mean, we got DJ and we were building some good things, I think, on offense, but we definitely need more, I feel like, as far as playmakers and guys to put him in the best position. Different, I think, just going in and saying, "Oh, we'll just give."
So there you go. You see a guy right there and he understands, And I thought he had a really good that clip courtesy of Fox. I mean, you got guys, you see it, they see it, they understand, and like that's the one thing that you have to, like, players know. All right, when it's just like anything else. When in your industry, whatever industry you're in, you know who the top dogs are. You may never met them, you may not even know them. You know who the top dogs are. Okay, you know who's wheeling and dealing in your industry. You know who's a player. You know who's a baller. You know who's top dog. You know what I mean? And he knows. I mean, and I get it. Jalen Johnson on the Bears. So you're like, well, he's still his teammate. Okay, true. But did you hear what he said? Like, it wasn't just keep Justin because he's the best and I love him. He talked about the development of a player. He talked about it. There's so many, and a lot of other players said, no, keep Justin. You saw Alshon Jeffrey, the clip we played beforehand, before we brought Ken on. Alshon Jeffrey, keep him, develop him, put some stuff around him. Because if you do that, and this is what I'm excited for, man. I've told you, I don't think they're trading Justin. I don't think they're trading Justin. And every single outlet, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be a jag bag. I'm gonna be the biggest jerk. I'm probably gonna make a whole bunch of enemies in the industry. But don't sit there and say, "Oh, they're doing this." Period. Like yesterday, Cap was on one of the Swifty show, and he's like, "I'm not gonna argue with this because they're taking Caleb Williams." I'm like, "Well, what if they don't? What if they don't? You look like a douche." All right, and everyone else is gonna look stupid, look like douches too, because you're like, I know, and all of a sudden they don't. Like, ooh, nobody knows. Nobody knows. So when you say I know, no. If you say I think, or this is what I want, this is what I think is the best, I believe this is the best moving forward, that's another story. Because I can understand your side of it. I can understand that side of it. I just think my side and the side of the pro Caleb people is a much better option for this team. Think of the draft picks. Think of how long, 2-3 years down the road, we got an extra first round pick, maybe some second round picks. And that's where those are your stars, first and second round, maybe in some thirds. That's how you build a team. This is how you build a team. And for me, that's what I need. I want this Bears team to be unbelievable. Look at this. Here's the trade. This is what I want this to be. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. 2023 first round pick equals 13 players equals 3 Super Bowl rings. There's a trade. The Herschel Walker trade netted 18 picks or players. 18 of them. Some of them are guys you might know. Emmitt Smith, Russell Maryland. Come on, man. This is what we want. This is why you keep Justin. This is why you build up a team. This is how you build a squad. That team was so good, they got rid of their head coach in Jimmy Johnson and still won a Super Bowl without him because all the players knew they played together. Come on, man. This is why it's chess, not checkers. Hey, listen, guys, 2 hours is coming and going. I got to run and grab the warden. All right. She'll be like, how come you're not here yet? No, I'm kidding. She doesn't complain about it. No, I got to run. 2 hours is coming and going. Hey, listen, 12:15, we have Sydney and Lakina, Second City Sports. At 3 o'clock, you can check me out. I'll be on here again with me and Nomad, the SuperBack and Nomad, a collaboration, Sports Zone Chicago and the Nomad Network. We're going to be having all Bears talk. We're going to come up with a name with it. Trust me. But right now, it's another 1 hour pure Bears talk. Make sure you tune in to that today as well. I'm going to replay this tonight at 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock this evening, you can catch a rebroadcast of this. Smoke Fellas tomorrow, 11 to 1. Man, it's going to be a great stuff. And they'll be out at 6 o'clock tomorrow night as well after them. So listen, guys, have a phenomenal weekend. All right. Make sure your loved ones know that you love them. Quick text. Hey, thinking about you. Hope all is well. All right. I got to get out of here. Have a phenomenal and fun weekend. Guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. I'm excited. I'm glad to thank you, my sports owners. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We got to get those numbers up so we can maneuver. And I got a link coming up, man. We got some cool shit coming up, baby. I'm telling you. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube, and then I'm trying to get this new thing launched by next week before I go to Arizona. So we'll see. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council III, our social media guy, my co-host Maya Kai. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Sports owners, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a great, great, great weekend. Your boy, the SuperBack. I am out. Oh, wait. Am I out yet? Yeah, I'm out.